welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review and comparison over a couple new products at the drugstore that I am super excited about, and these are pretty much dip brow pomades. Literally everyone and their mother uses the Anastasia dip brow pomade, but I feel like as of lately these drugstore brands are really giving the Anastasia one a run for its money. NYX came out with one a long time ago, and it is pretty much the first brow pomade to be introduced to the drugstore, but unfortunately they do not have a lot of shades and I couldn't find a shade that worked for me. But anyway, today we are comparing the Ardell Brow Pomade with the Milani Stay Put Brow Color. And the Ardell I'm in the shade Blonde, and the Milani I'm in the shade Natural Taupe. And I will say that Ardell only had a few. From what I saw, they only had a few shades. So yeah, I found the Milani one at Walmart and this was about $7.49, and I found the Ardell one at Sally's for about $8.49, so only $1 difference. And with the Ardell you get 0.11 ounces, and with the Milani you get 0.09 ounces, so you do get more in the Ardell. But I do want to go ahead and say that these are extremely similar, and it kind of made me start thinking that maybe Ardell and Milani are kind of owned by the same people. And I looked at the back, and a lot of times if you look at where products are made, like if you think a product's similar to something else, like a higher end product, sometimes it's made in the same place. So like with the Ardell one, it says it's made in Los Angeles, and the Milani one says it's also made in Los Angeles. Ardell and Milani may be one, so that may be why they're so similar. Plus I think it's odd that they're both like in the 49-cent range. The Ardell one is $8.49 and the Milani is $7.49. That's just kind of weird. So I think there's a conspiracy with Ardell and Milani, but I am going to do a live demo for you guys. But I am wearing both of these brow pomades on my eyebrows right now. On this side I'm wearing the Ardell, and on this side I'm wearing the Milani. And one thing I absolutely love is that they both come with brushes, a double-ended brush. I just want to read to you guys what it says on each package real quick. For the Ardell one, like I said, this is in the shade Blonde. It just says sculpt, fill in, and set brows. A creamy, easy to blend formula. It's smudge resistant and lasts all day. And then on the Milani packaging, like I said, this is in the shade Natural Taupe. So I really do like that they have a taupey universal shade, because a lot of people could wear this type of shade. They did have a good shade selection, I think, but it just says defines, fills, and sculpts brows, long wearing and waterproof. So yeah, there's the packaging. And I just want to go over each brush real quick. This is the brush that came with the Ardell one. It's a pretty good sized brush. So on one end you have an angled eyebrow brush, and then on the other end you have a spoolie, but it's kind of got a little bent to it, which you can do on your own, but it's a good size spoolie. And then with the Milani brush, it's a little bit smaller, but you also get an angled eyebrow brush, and this one is a lot thinner. There's not a lot of bristles or anything, and then the spoolie is a little bit smaller, so I kind of like the size of this spoolie a little bit better. But I do want to kind of compare the brushes as well, because this may be like a factor that kind of makes or breaks one of them for you. For the angled brush side, the Ardell one is a lot thicker and more dense. So I don't really know if you can tell, but here's what it looks like side by side as far as the width and the thickness. The Ardell one is a little bit longer, and the Ardell one is a little more thin and short. So like I said, the Ardell one is bigger than the Milani one, and it's also a little more bent, which I do like. I like different things about each one. Each brush is really good in their own way, and I will get into that as I'm applying it. So I do want to show you guys the color comparisons. So here is the Ardell one, and here is Milani. And so they are pretty much the exact same shade. So as you can see, it's really pigmented, and there's a lot of color payoff, and it's a really nice cool tone taupey shade. And then here is the Milani. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but these are so similar in shade. The only difference I see is that the Ardell one is just a tad bit darker, but these are both really nice cool tone taupey shades. As far as how they feel, honestly, they kind of feel the exact same. Like, they feel like the same product. They're both very creamy. I will say the Ardell one feels a little bit tackier, and the Milani one feels a little more creamy. The Milani one actually feels like a cream eyeshadow base, or something like a cream eyeshadow. It's very smooth. They're both very smooth. But the Ardell one just feels a tad bit more tacky and a little bit stickier. That's not a problem. It's actually a good thing, because you do want something to stick to your brows and something that will last all day. I'm going to leave these swatches on my hand, and at the end of the video I'm going to do a waterproof test, because one of them did say that it's waterproof. Which one was it? The Milani one actually says it's waterproof. The Ardell doesn't say anything about being waterproof. It just says it lasts all day and it's smudge resistant. But I'm going to test out its waterproofness as well. So now I'm going to take off my brows, and we're going to go ahead and do a live demo. So I'm going to do the Ardell one on this side and the Milani on this side. Usually I do apply a brow gel, just because I have really crazy hairs that like to stick up, and some of them are a little more blunt, so they like to just do their own thing up there. But I'm not going to do that today for the sake of the video because I want you to see how they like apply on their own without any kind of product or any kind of help. So first I'm going to go in and just comb through my brows a little bit. I did remove all the product and they are dry as well. I'm just going to go ahead and comb through this one as well. But what I'm going to do is start out by underlining and just tracing a line right under the brow just to help define and kind of sharpen it up a little bit. And then I'm going to outline the top of the brow. Then I'm just going to use whatever extra product on the brush just to fill in the brow. I'm just going to start on the inner part of the brow and start out by underlining it. And for outlining the top, I'm going to start right about here. I'm not going to go inward because I want to keep the inner part of the brow a little more natural looking. So I'm going to start right about here, and then I'm going to outline the entire brow. I'm just doing really small hair-like strokes just to fill in the rest of the brow. And then for the inner part, I'm not taking any extra product. I'm just going to kind of turn the brush vertically and just draw little upward small strokes. Then I'm just going to go in with my spoolie, the Ardell spoolie, and just brush it upwards and over. So now I'm going to go in with the Milani one on this side, and I am using the Milani brush on this side as well, and do the exact same thing. I'm just going to start out by underlining the brow, and then outlining the top, and then filling it in. So the biggest difference as far as the result that you get with each brush, like I said, the Ardell brush, the angled brow brush, is a little thicker and more dense than this one. This one is really thin. It's like paper thin. I actually like this Milani brush better for outlining and underlining the brow because where it's so thin, it gets a really strong, precise line. It just really makes your eyebrows look very sharp and very defined. But I will say that I do like the Ardell one better for actually filling in the brows because where it is more densely packed and thicker, it just gives you a more soft, kind of fuller appearance to the brows. So yeah, they both have their advantages and I like both of them. You could also get a thinner brow with this because as you can see, I didn't really overdraw or anything on this eye, but where the brush is thicker, it just kind of gives it just a fuller, softer appearance. And there is the Milani one. I'm completely in love with both of these products. These are pretty much game changers for me. I've never really been happier with my brows than I am right now. The staying power is amazing. They stay on all day long. They do not budge. Once they set and they dry, they're not going anywhere. They do hold the hairs in place. You wouldn't have to go in with like a brow wax or a brow gel if you didn't want to. They don't fade, they don't smudge or anything, and it doesn't really feel like you have a lot of product on your brow. I've used brow products before that just kind of feel heavy, and when I move my eyes around, it just feels like I have glue on my brows or something. But yeah, I am extremely impressed. I've been having some pretty strong brow game as of the past 2 days. So yeah, I don't really know which one I would recommend because they're so similar. The only real difference I see is that the Ardell one has a little more product. It's $1 more. And the Milani one is just a little bit creamier. The brushes are different. So maybe you could pick a pomade that had the brush that you like more. I do think Milani had a bigger shade selection. So I'm going to take you guys to my sink and we're going to see if these babies are waterproof. First, I'm going to see how these hold up in cold water, and then we're going to try warm water. There's what the swatches look like after the cold water's run over them. They have not budged at all. So now we're going to try the warm water. Haven't budged an inch. Now we're going to try the hot water. Ow! Ow! So there is after hot water, and again, they haven't budged. So now we're going to put it on the warm water and scrub it. So there is after a little bit of scrubbing. As you can see, the Ardell one actually is breaking apart a little bit now, but the Milani one has not budged at all. But I mean, the Ardell one didn't claim to be waterproof, so we got to keep that in mind. But let's keep going. So that's a little weird because the Milani one came off with soap, but the Ardell one is still like, it's patchy, but it's still kind of there. So that is it for this review and comparison video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this video wasn't too long. I know sometimes I get a little windy. But thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media. All the links are below, as well as the link to the tutorial of the look that I'm wearing right now. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.